Hi, my name is Brennan, and I would like to welcome you to episode 2 of Shadow Valley. Today we have a very special episode. I am joined by three of my friends. We have Gabe, Kalen, Parker on the show with us today, and so I'd like to give them all a huge welcome. Today, each of them has a story that they would like to share with us, and so let me turn the time over to Parker.
So yeah, this is Parker talking. For the listeners, just kind of hear our voices. Anyways, I currently live in Heber, but I used to live in Vernal, Utah, which is like a huge center for like a whole bunch of random paranormal UFO activity. Um, and so I have actually like a couple stories that actually happened to me. And they're not really that crazy because they're true. I'm not embellishing at all, or else they would be nuts. Um, just some background about the area. There's like maybe if you've heard of Skinwalker Ranch, it's a really big thing there. There's the Blind Frog Ranch. There's tons of UFO sightings all the time. There's mines. There's voodoo. There's tons of stuff out there. Um, but anyways, what happened to me? I'll start with the kind of the more mellow thing first. I was out shooting rabbits with my friend, and we were like on this plateau, so we could see a valley down below us, and there was a couple rabbits in there. So we were on top and we were shooting them, trying to shoot them. We didn't hit any because we suck. And then, anyways,
Yeah, same.
anyways, they they all ran away, and we thought, hey, let's walk down to the bottom, and we will see what we can find down there. And so we crawl down this hill off this plateau, and it's kind of rocky, and everything's like fine, everything feels normal. And then like as soon as I touch foot into the bottom of this gully, or there's this I see this like steady this like pile of rocks, which the Native Americans used to use to mark like significant things, whether it's entrances to like a mine, or like where, because they'd like store like gold and stuff like that, and hide it, so no one can find it, and or burial grounds or whatever. Anyway, so like the Native Americans in the area, like long before anyone else lived here, they would use that to mark significant things. So I set my foot bottom of this gully. I notice these rocks, and instantly just the hair on my neck just stands up, and I feel like super weird. But I don't say anything because I don't want to be a pansy, and tell my friend that I'm with, you know, hey, I feel weird. So we're just walking and acting kind of normal. And then he looks over to me and he's like, hey, do you feel really weird, or is it just me? And I was like, oh, freak, man, I feel so bad. I want to get out of here as fast as I can. And so we like ran up the opposite side of the plateau we came from, and we still felt weird. And we get to the top and we look around. There's nothing around us, but we still feel like we're being watched. And so we decide, hey, let's get back to the truck as fast as possible. We're probably like 2 miles from the truck, and we just like straight up like sprinted, and it was like muddy, like that's how. And we were like 18 and 19 years old, and still sprinting as fast as we can back to the truck to because we felt so weird. But
Isn't the mud out there really like thick?
yeah, it's like clay. It's like that red dirt.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
it was like pretty thick, and it was exhausting trying to get back to the truck. And I like my friend that was with me was bigger, and he's kind of a bigger dude, and so I could run quite a bit faster than he could.
Just leave him in the dust,
And
dude.
I did, dude. I was like, I'm getting out of here. Like, only the strong survive. But he was fine. We were both fine. And I know it's really not that dramatic of a story. Like, I know. But it was just like the feeling of it has never, like, I wouldn't say it's still as strong now thinking about it, but it's been significant. I've always remembered that and always wondered what in the heck it was. And I think it was, like, they say that, like, those burial grounds are, like, guarded by Native American spirits and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so my guess is there's something there that the Native American spirits or whatever that were supposed to be guarding it, like, they didn't want us to be there. And I don't think that, like, I don't think that, like, we're about to get harmed because we didn't intend to, like, mess with anything. But I think had we wanted to mess with something, I would have felt real weird for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like there are only a few times you truly get terrified
Yeah,
You know
in
what I
your
mean?
life.
in your life.
Yeah.
And you definitely remember. I know I can recall every time I've been truly terrified.
Right. And that's that's how it felt. And I mean, geez, we probably took 45 minutes to walk there, and I think we made it back to the truck in like, well,
Oh, I'm sure it's been
Probably like 30
12. Really? 30?
yeah.
You didn't have your
it was
Nikes on?
mud. No, we were in boots,
Yeah,
carrying
oh, yeah,
guns, like, trying not to shoot each other.
A real resident of Vernal, Utah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you don't have the gun in your truck, what are you doing?
Yeah, you don't fit in high school.
Yeah, no, you'll get.
Yeah, if
laughed
you don't
at.
got that shit strapped on you, dude,
Yeah, you get.
what are you doing with your life?
Yeah,
huh?
the Vernal Mafia. All the freaking kids with mullets are gonna come shoot you.
Oh.
Man,
But
they're-
yeah,
I
no,
can't say
I
anything,
agree
I
with
had mullets.
what you
they're
guys
not
said.
going to be happy when they hear this.
Yeah, Well, I agree with
That
the.
was one of them.
I think there's only a few times where I've like ever genuinely felt like terrified. You know,
Mhm.
where you feel like, oh shit, I need to get out of here. I'm screwed. Like,
Yeah.
I like, and then you get like a weird feeling, like all the adrenaline rushes in,
Mhm.
and then, but yeah, that's crazy, man. That's a spooky time. And you're so young too.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah,
know
you
what
have
the
no
hell's
clue.
going on.
It's definitely something that takes you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like out of your own mind space. You know, you don't truly know what you're thinking in the moment.
Mhm.
You're
So
just
your next
reacting.
decisions are just, exactly. You're just reacting to what's
Yeah.
in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's the mellow story. Like listeners will probably be rolling their eyes a little bit and be like, oh, the story, whatever. And you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why it's true, is because I'm not embellishing this at all and making it worse, like scarier than it was. That's just what it was.
Yeah.
But the weirder one, we're out by Red Fleet, on the backside, and
Where's
Weird.
Red Fleet?
it is like northeast of Vernal a little bit towards Flaming Gorge, kind of. But anyways, so we're out there looking for shed antlers, shed hunting, off deer and things, and so we're out there just walking, no guns this time, just looking for antlers, and all of a sudden I hear this helicopter, which is not weird, right? You just hear a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think anything of it. Keeps getting louder and louder, and so like just instinctively I just like look up to try and see what's going on, and there's no freaking helicopter. And
Oh,
it
so
is
you
loud.
heard a helicopter
I
and there's
heard
nothing.
one, and there it is, and it's not like it was like, oh, a helicopter's in the sky and you hear it. It was like it was loud.
Like on top of you.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting louder and louder and louder, and then my next thought is like, my next thought is like, somehow the military has like made an invisible cloak thing. Like, I don't know. I don't
Right.
understand
And you're
it.
just the first one to see it.
Right.
Right.
It's just-
They're experimenting out here and doing all
Yeah.
this crazy stuff. Right.
Yeah, no one's gonna believe these rednecks anyways.
Exactly.
And then and then, but the weirder part, there was no bushes or anything shaking from any air. Like there was no air movement from these blades. And I mean, it just keeps getting closer and closer, and it's loud enough to the point that like I'm like, there should literally be a helicopter landing right in front of me, and I can't see anything, and there's no evidence other than the sound that there's this helicopter.
Yeah.
And like I would actually to this day I'd probably think that I imagined it or I'm as exaggerated it. Scared me enough that me and my friend, both same friend, just different time, me and him both jumped into like a ditch that had like all this like shrub coverage because we literally thought we were getting abducted or something. And so,
Holy smokes.
so seriously, so I was like, I'm like, I don't know if you guys seen Fire in the Sky, but I was like, that's me right now. Like, I'm about ready to get abducted by these freaking aliens. And so I jump in this creek.
Dude, those shove things up your butt, bro.
They will.
Dude, there's
probe
just
the-
like cows
Yeah.
floating next to you.
Yeah.
Starts taking off in the sky.
Yeah. I'm like riding this cow into the mothership.
Yeah, and you're just stuck to the government theory. So you're like, why do they need all these cows?
Yeah. Yeah. And why
Can't
are
they just like put them in the truck?
and why are
drive
they
them?
mutilated?
Why
don't
are they
have
mutilated? Hey, what's that in the cow's butt, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, they into that stuff.
But so like this, the noise like went away like way faster than it came. It was like boop, 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 and got really close, and all of a sudden it was like brrrr, and just gone, and it
Wow.
was like out of nowhere. So then I jump in this, I'm like sitting in this ditch, and I have no idea where my friend is. I'm like, he got freaking abducted. And then I'm like, Hunter, that was his name, Hunter, 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 and he's like, I'm over here. I'm like, dude, what was that? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, I thought I was getting abducted. And he goes, yeah, why do you think I'm like hiding? I thought the same thing. So anyway, so that was my story. And those are my two stories. And like I could see, I've thought about them a little bit. And, you know, and the one climbing down that gully, that could just be like, you might just feel weird because you're in a weird place. You know, that's pretty explainable. The helicopter one, though, I was by a lake, so I could see like the lake effect of like sound traveling across that water, so it sounds a lot closer than it is. But also, I still would have been able to see a helicopter, or you know, and I couldn't see one at all. And I looked very hard because I thought like there should have been one right next to me.
I mean, if it sounded like it was right above you, there's no way it would be that
Yeah.
far out in the distance.
yeah, and there's a lot of. I mean, my dad's told me stories of him like literally seeing a UFO like in front of his car. Like they stopped their car. Because there was just a UFO like hovering in the middle of the road, and they stopped it, and then like it just like went away like really quick. Like so, I mean, there's like plenty of UFO evidence in the area. Like that's what I just thought it was like, but we just were like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna get out of here. Like Phil spooked
Right.
out. So, but
Yeah.
anyways, that's my
I
personal stories.
I definitely don't think you need to like downgrade your story. You know, I think you definitely saw what you saw and you know what you saw, and there's only very few things that make you feel that sense of afraid. You know,
Right.
especially with being with someone.
Right. Yeah,
Being
with someone
being
else.
with someone is a whole new security blanket than just
Yeah.
being by yourself.
yeah.
You know, you can be open and kind of confront these ideas. And if Hunter felt the exact same way,
Yeah.
you know, there's only so many conclusions.
Do you think, like, is it weird to you guys that a lot of these stories come from more like down south or like more rural areas like that? Because I seldom hear about that happening in the city. You know?
Yeah.
So I have relatives that actually live out there. And Parker, you are good friends with my grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, used to go
Golfing with him?
gramping. Used to
Yeah.
go gramping. Used to
I-
go golfing.
Yeah, with your grandpa.
With my grandpa all the time, and he ended up texting me, "Hey, went golfing with your friend the other day." It was a whole, it was a
Yeah.
whole thing.
That was
Yeah.
a long time ago.
That was kind of like our thing for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it was kind of fun. But no, my grandparents lived out there for their whole lives, and I know my grandpa, for one, used to see stuff all the time, all the time.
What type of stuff did he see?
He'd see UFOs, a lot of skinwalker stuff.
Really?
Yeah, a
Which is
lot
like
of
terrifying.
skinwalker
I'd
stuff.
like destroy my pants. if
Right,
that was-
oh, I know, right? I wouldn't have jeans left, dude.
Yeah.
My Wranglers would be
You're-
gone.
yeah, because you wear Wranglers.
Yeah,
If
you
live
wear
out there.
Wranglers when you're out in Vernal, you know. But no,
We can say
he
these
saw all
things, we've
sorts of
been there.
stuff everywhere. He used to work on Skinwalker Ranch when he was a kid, and he's told me some serious stories about that. And
So did he like know the owners that
Mhm.
like it's not owned by a person now? I don't think.
no, it's now it's been fenced off.
And like Discovery's doing that show about it, right?
Right.
I've
yeah.
actually seen them like shooting like I don't know about all the stuff they do on the show. I really haven't watched the show that much, but I've been driving through there at night and seen them shooting lasers in the sky and stuff, doing whatever weird experiments they're doing.
Yeah, last time my grandpa tried to take me there, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's all fenced off.
It was all fenced off and patrolled.
Yeah.
Even patrolled.
Yeah.
So if we want to move into Skinwalker Ranch, I know Kale probably has a couple stories he wants to dive into,
I got some
but
good ones.
I can give a quick rundown of
Like
the
background?
ranch.
Yeah, why don't you just
Sounds
give us
good.
a
Awesome.
rundown? You know, have that report on my desk by Thursday.
Yeah, come on, dude. I'll have it there by Wednesday, bro.
Dang,
What's a run?
Okay.
that's what the degree's for.
So it was originally owned by the Sherman family.
Which
back-
is a fake name.
it-
They
it is
changed
a
their
fake-
names. Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, I'm already off to a bad start.
No.
folks.
No one would know that. The only reason I know that is because I've lived there, and I don't remember their real names, but I know. But it's what's in the book.
Okay.
But so no one would know that. I'm just saying for the listeners, it's technically a fake name because that's how weirded out they were about living there.
Well, now I feel like a mook. Thanks.
No,
Parker.
no, sorry. I'm not discrediting you.
No, it's fine. Is a 40-acre ranch. The fake family, Sherman family, reported a lot of UFOs, mutilated animals, and strange creatures going about. Later down the road, they sold it to Rob Bigelow.
Yeah.
Bigelow, is that his name? He founded the National Institute for Discovery and Science, which eventually ran out of funding. So he had to sell it to what's that guy's name? Brandon
Frodo?
Fugel.
And that's who owns it now, right?
That's who owns it right now, yeah. Well, and that's who they think owns it. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, unless anybody knows otherwise.
I don't.
Yeah. But yeah, it's currently owned by Brandon Fugel, and like Parker said, it's a history channel. They did a show on it. Trying to
I
get,
remember that.
Oh yeah.
It's like
I
still
do.
on.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah, it
third
started-
season right now, I think.
Yeah, it started in 2020, but they just follow the team that's there
Right.
and try to like catch like all the stuff that's going on.
Okay. All like
Um,
the paranormal activity and stuff.
They
Yeah,
actually find
exactly.
a significant amount of stuff. I've heard. Like I've heard it's pretty nuts.
I haven't watched it, but I should. But one thing that actually kind of about your last story about the helicopter thing, that was reported a lot and in Skinwalker Ranch where they'd hear like weird auditory like phenomena and stuff.
Oh, really?
Just like random noises coming out of nowhere and like they couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from.
Well, I heard in the book, I think it's The Hunt for Skinwalker. It's an older book, but it talks about the Sherman family.
Yeah.
It was like, I think his son was out like messing with their cows. They like raise like prize cattle or whatever.
Mm.
Was out there messing with their cows, and he hears like two voices that sound like they're above him in the sky, and they're like talking back and forth like they're having a conversation. And yeah, and it sounded like a mix between like Navajo and something else. I think Navajo and Russian is what he said.
Now I kind of feel bad.
Oh.
No, hey, those Navajo, they got credit, okay? They're the code talkers in World War II. They got their credit, so we can say that now.
They have street cred.
No, but anyways, but he said that he actually like, so he's listening to him. And he's like, I can't believe he looked up. Of course, couldn't see anything, and he like was like, hey, I can hear you. And then they just like quit making any noise, and then they started laughing, and then went back to their conversation.
I've heard very similar things from people that live out in Vernal. Like extremely similar
Yeah,
from just neighbors and stuff.
that's insane.
Like, yeah.
Oh, man, I can't even.
That's
Which
pretty
is
crazy.
it's like so spooky, you know?
Well,
'Cause-
it's just crazy
don't
that it
give up.
happens
Yeah.
more than one case.
yeah, you
know
know,
what I mean?
like almost like
They're taunting.
it
us.
adds validity to the story,
It
you know,
does.
like
Well, coincidence only happen once.
yeah, right? And when it's like actually happening,
Anything
multiple
after
different
once.
people telling you, like that's spooky, dude.
Yeah.
It's freaking scary. I hate
Yeah.
Dude,
anything
why
that
am I even
happens
doing this
twice,
right
now?
3,
Right.
4 times.
Oh, this is
it's-
like,
dude.
it
This
can't be a
way-
coincidence.
Yeah,
There's gotta
I'm
be
just
something.
like not gonna be able to sleep
Explained or
tonight.
not.
I was researching last night and was like up till 2 because I was like so weirded
You
out.
just have to keep changing your pants.
Yeah.
Just sit in the shower.
Yeah, Dorothy was pissed because I pissed the sheets.
Do you just like cut holes in your bathtub and carry it with you, or?
No, dude, he's got holes in it for other reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the teddy bears. So
Sticks his leg through the holes and just walks with the tub. I couldn't change my pants enough. I had to invest in something a little more structural. Got straps around his shoulders.
freaking Urkel.
These are leather.
But yeah, that's
Sorry.
pretty much all I have on. Well, I have some other things. Obviously, the cow mutilations; those are pretty crazy.
Yep.
I hope
Dude,
to
yeah.
hear some things about that. And then the giant wolf.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was reading about that as well. I don't know if you guys have heard of those stories, but
I probably will relate them to all the Skinwalker stories.
so and that's what they think, that it was a skinwalker. Also,
Okay.
for those that don't know, Navajo folklore, that's where that comes from. Skinwalker
Mm.
means a shape-shifting spirit or witch of some sort.
Which also they have to, according to their legend, to become a skinwalker, you have to do something like really awful, and then like the example that when I was reading online about it a long time ago
Mhm.
was like you. This is jacked up, but you'd basically have to like rape your sister and then kill her. It's just like
Oh, wow.
wrong on so many levels.
Yeah,
And
Just
then like
morally.
then you're considered bad enough to
to be a
to be a
skinwalker.
skinwalker, like
Wow.
to. So like, and I might have a different perspective on it than like other people because I'm like religious, but I personally think it's like I think it's like some sort of like satanic influence or something like that kind of, because it requires something so awful. But
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
that isn't necessarily fact. That's just my personal opinion.
Right.
For sure. But
Do you have opinion on it, Gabe?
On like how somebody
On
becomes?
why they're here? Yeah, if they are right, Skinwalkers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think I think there's bad spirits all around, you know. I think it's definitely
For
some
sure.
sort of spirit,
For
in
sure.
my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know why that just came to my mind, but what do you guys? This is kind of off topic, but like Bigfoot, bro.
mm-hmm.
Do you guys think?
You fuck
so-
with Bigfoot?
Dude,
That's what I was
oh yeah,
thinking.
hell yeah, brother. Oh yeah.
Brethren.
No, I think. What do you guys think on Bigfoot? Like, is because I think a lot of the kind of thought around Bigfoot, if you guys believe in Bigfoot, is like it's Cain. You know, that's just been roaming the world since freaking the creation.
I just don't know why he wouldn't have shaved and why all of a sudden he's giant. Like he's just a person.
Yeah,
Like
That's
why would
true.
you not just like
Maybe
inf-
he
like,
shaves in the winters
just his balls?
because he doesn't want to spend the winter out in the wilderness because
Yeah,
it's freaking cold.
but maybe
And
he
then he
hibernates, dude.
What?
Maybe he hibernates.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His hibernation is shaving and just living among us.
Oh,
It could be the neighbor down the street. You don't
How
know.
does he grow his
Dang,
hair back
dude.
so fast?
Oh, dude, there's oils for that.
There's
Like,
what?
there's oils for that.
Yeah, he's like
You know what I'm saying?
he started that like beard growth hair.
I got a friend that has like a beard growth hair company.
Really?
Yeah, maybe he just does that.
Maybe he's Bigfoot.
Maybe
But, like-
he is Bigfoot. He's a big dude.
yeah, maybe it's Bigfoot.
His dad's big too.
I
What
think
if Bigfoot was like a skinwalker, dude?
it could
It could be, honestly. That
'Cause
could be like one of the Skinwalker's forms.
Yeah.
he like became an ape-ish thing for so long that he just like couldn't transform back, and now he's just like stuck as some weird
Yeah, like, he just doesn't-
humanoid.
Yeah, he
Ape
just
thing.
doesn't remember his own like being, you know.
Maybe not even that. Maybe every
Or
time
she.
the Skinwalker or she. Hey,
Yeah.
we're not pointing
Yeah,
fingers.
yeah, yeah.
She squash.
She
She's
seems great. You know, she does not need to shave. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
No judgment.
Hey, yo, a little bit of quiet there. No, maybe, right? Maybe every time Skinwalker changes, they don't remember who they were before.
Yeah, like the further down they go, the
Exactly.
less they forget their original.
They get
being.
closer
Original
to
self,
hell every
right? They
time
like
they
lose
transform.
themselves
Mhm.
every step of the way.
Yeah.
I actually
Uh,
have heard like a theory about that. Like, I think like basically what you just said.
Right.
Well, I guess honestly, it could like really just go with like exactly what Parker was saying about
Mhm.
doing something terrible. Because eventually, if you can get down to that point, you don't really see bad as most people see bad anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
No.
give an F
You know,
about
like
nothing.
for instance, somebody like a regular person could see, oh, I can't like just go slap somebody in the face. That's terrible. you
That's a
know?
horrible thing to do.
Right,
Guys don't
but
think
Or
that.
yeah,
compared to
I
like
mean, other than Parker, obviously, but
murdering your sister.
right,
Yeah.
and then like murdering or raping somebody, like if
Right.
you're
Your
that
perspective
far down the
changes.
road, yeah, your perspective changes for
Mhm.
sure. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the same thing with like being a skinwalker, where if you're changing your being so often, eventually it just kind of becomes like you've forgotten what normal is. If
Right.
that makes sense.
It's like a past life type
Yeah,
theory. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Like
And-
shed your old skin.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
Like
of
a
shedding your
snake.
old skin, it's like supposedly when they change back into a human, they just like leave the pelt of whatever they were. Like,
They do.
behind.
That
That's
yeah,
interesting.
that is a huge part of the theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's I
Or
think
like
on-
lore, sorry.
Yeah. I think that's like on the Sherman Ranch. I think that
Dude.
they found like quite a few like,
Right.
wolf skins.
What is lore, bro?
Like, I think it's just another name for like legend, right?
Legend?
Well,
Is lore like the facts about a legend, right? Like
I don't
legend
know.
is the topic, and lore is, hey, here's A, B, and C.
Or maybe like the backstory? Is that
Kind
kind of
of,
what you mean?
right? Kind of.
What is meta?
The verse, dude.
The
company?
metaverse. But like, have you ever guys heard, this is again off topic, I apologize, but
Hey,
now I'm
who
just
cares?
like, I don't know, man. 4 brains better than
Here
1
are
brain.
true facts about the owl.
But like, have you guys heard that? Oh, dude, that's like meta. You know,
I've never heard anyone.
You've
say
never
that.
heard that?
I've heard
Have
that a
you?
lot.
I
It's
don't
like it's
understand that.
like, is meta? You probably know meta way more than I do. Is meta like the main thing everyone should know?
No, I don't know what meta is.
You don't know what meta
No, that's
is.
what I'm asking.
Dang, you were supposed to be my source,
Dude, see, here's the shitty thing is that we're all young, but
right?
all these freaking crazy things that people are saying nowadays, I'm just like, dude, what the hell is everyone talking
Yeah,
about?
we're already out of the loop.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, we're so far out of
People
the
talk
loop.
about stuff
Yeah.
on like on TacTac or whatever that thing's called. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
TikTok.
I was like, what the heck is TacTac?
No, and I'm like, I'm already like, I'm irrelevant.
And
Yeah, dude.
just some background. All 4 of us are within a year of each other, right?
Yeah, pretty
23
much.
We're
years
within a year of each other, and we've
Yeah,
been
dude.
out of high school maybe what 3, 4 years, 5
4
years.
years?
Yeah,
4
something
years?
like that.
5 years?
Oh, sweet God. Okay,
Yeah, it's been 5
4
years.
years, 4 or 5 years.
No, it's been 5 years. For you
Five.
and I, it's been 5 years.
5 years.
Graduated 18,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So 5
5
years.
Yeah, so we're not like far from being
Young.
in
Yeah, yeah,
quote
we're
unquote
still young,
the
yeah.
meta.
Already
you know what I'm
irrelevant.
saying?
Uh-huh.
Already a fat, ugly old man.
Yeah, dude. That's
On-
how I feel. I get home like, shit, I gotta go to bed.
I gotta
Damn,
hop
why
in
am I
my-
gaining weight so fast?
I gotta
now?
get in my bathtub.
And hope I can get out.
All
right, well,
but yeah,
maybe we should-
continue. Okay, so yeah, that's all I have on Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, I want to say
Um,
some stuff about Skinwalker.
yeah, let's
Ranch.
hear
Yeah,
your
yeah, but I just was gonna say Kale should take it over because
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Parker has lived out there a long time, and my grandparents have lived out there their whole life. And we used to spend, right, because my grandparents live out there. Naturally, my parents want to visit, right, and we're only maybe 2 hours away.
Like, yeah,
2.5?
2.5. Well, they live in Mighton, right? Like Mighton Bench. Your grandparents?
Roosevelt,
Roosevelt? So, yeah,
and I've
2
got
hours.
cousins in Vernal
like 2 hours from this point where we're at.
from
Orem.
where we are
Yeah,
in
okay.
Orem, which
Okay.
is what, half an hour from Salt Lake.
Yeah.
What the
um,
half an hour? Like an hour.
Dude, I just had a conversation with a coworker about this today.
Yeah,
Is it an hour, half an hour?
I'm pretty sure it's an
Honestly, if you asked me, I would have said 45 minutes every time.
hour. No, yeah, I could see. Like I was gonna say 50 minutes.
50?
Yeah, I was
Dude,
gonna
that's
say
5
50.
minutes. What are you doing in that 5 minutes?
Freaking jerking it, bro.
You jerk it on the way?
Yeah.
Dude, I could not tell you how many times I've like had to pee in a bottle, like a water bottle, on my way to Salt Lake.
Dude, one
Dude,
time.
you pee in a water bottle? Psh,
Dude,
that's
it's
I
hard.
just
pee
It's harder than
directly
you
into
think.
my. I mean,
So,
What were you saying?
when you have kids
Yeah.
and you have access to diapers at all times,
oh no
One time we
way.
got
Is it a
stuck-
game
No
changer?
way.
one time we got stuck in traffic on the way actually back from Vernal. There was
Hey.
a car crash. Someone got life flighted, stuck in traffic for 2 hours, and I drank like 89 ounces,
You did it. huh?
69 ounces, and I freaking took his diaper and put it on
No.
the floor mat and peed on it.
No shit.
You put it on the floor mat?
Well, yeah, it didn't drip. I got aim.
All right.
no
Okay.
shit.
Filled up 2
I'll give you
diapers.
respect for the
That's
aim.
baller.
Yeah, well, and threw out the window.
In like a brand new
Oh,
truck, right?
nice.
Yeah, didn't spill a drop.
Heyo.
Good for you, man.
I kind of feel bad for whoever buys that truck next.
Why,
Only because you know. Like,
It's
I
so-
know now.
dude?
Yeah,
Like, I'm never going to buy that truck from you.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Parker, I'll buy it.
Okay.
You'll buy it?
Oh yeah.
Buy my piss truck.
Yeah, dude. I
Piss
want that.
truck.
I want that piss trunk.
I didn't even spill. It was fine.
Yeah, it's
okay,
fine.
okay.
Okay,
But
sorry.
anyways,
So we
Looping
keep
back.
going
we gotta,
off
we
the
gotta bring it
rails.
back. We're
Yeah.
fine to come off topic as long as we bring it back.
Yeah. This is what
So,
brings you big bucks. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
so our family always took trips out to Vernal in Roosevelt, Utah, to see my grandparents. Right, see my cousins. I used to work on the farm with my cousins at their house. Their farm was actually like across the street from where they lived, which is so nice. You work across the street. It was so nice. Anyway,
Did you ever brand like cattle?
sometimes
Was it like a cattle farm or was it like a
Like a hay
we
farm.
had a cattle farm. Yeah.
okay.
It was a little bit of both,
Yeah.
to be honest. Yeah.
All
Do
of
they
it.
still
The-
own it?
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
get meat, dude?
What?
Do they have like raised cattle for meat and stuff?
No, now they only raise livestock for like shows.
Oh.
Yeah. They only like
Oh,
to
yeah, I
do
went
the
to
show
school
part
with
of
your
it.
cousins.
Yeah, yeah. So they like strictly do livestock shows,
Oh,
and that's what
interesting.
they enjoy doing.
That's
for
cool.
some reason.
So yeah, it is really cool. But
Yeah.
we've definitely spent a lot of time out there, like in that red clay mud. That's why I asked you if it was that mud. We've like gone into ditches out there. The terrain is super flat until it's not. You know what I
just
mean?
plateaus everywhere.
It's plateaus everywhere. Plateaus up, and then ditches just
yeah.
so far in the ground, and you don't see them
It's
until
like
you're
20
on
foot.
top of them.
It's
And is
like 5 feet wide and 20 feet deep.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is that mud like when you step in it, is it almost like quicksand, just like super hard to get out of, or is it
Some
pretty-
places are like pretty like
Some places
sand,
are deep.
Like there's like sand dunes kind
Yeah.
of. They're not like rolling dunes.
Right.
There's like areas that are like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's just like that clay. Like
Damn.
you'll
dude.
It's
sink
like-
6
And you
inches.
ran through that.
Yeah, it was
Like,
not- it,
it-
wasn't. I didn't even care. I just wanted to survive.
Good for you, dude.
Like
Yeah.
the
I
thickness
just-
of it, the
just tail
thickness or
between my
like the
legs.
viscosity of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you ran with
That's a good
loose
word.
boots on, your boot would totally stay in the mud, and
Yeah.
your foot would come out. Your foot
Your
would come out.
Football.
Football. Your football. Would come out
Hello,
of your
my
boot.
name is Football.
Leave it to that one.
Yeah, dude.
But we used to take so many trips out there, right? And naturally, over the years, Grandpa of all people has just like seen everything. He used
Yeah.
to work on the farm, and he used to tell me stories about working on Skinwalker Ranch. Sorry,
Yeah.
not the farm, Skinwalker Ranch.
Mm,
And when it was, I think the original owners,
probably. Yeah.
honestly,
They owned it for a long time.
yeah, they owned it for a long time. And I've seen Skinwalker Ranch in person. He used to take us on like 4-wheeler trips
Before the walls were up. and
before the
everything.
walls were up. Yeah,
See, I've
when we
never-
were
I wish I
kids.
could see that. I never did.
It was cool. It was weird, honestly.
You would get kind of like an unsettling
it,
feeling.
it was uncomfortable.
Wow.
Really?
It was
That's so
uncomfortable.
interesting.
There's a plateau right outside of Skinwalker Ranch that you can get up on.
Is that above Bottle Hollow?
I think so.
Right above there.
Mhm.
Okay.
What
which
is
also-
with these whack ass names? Dude?
It's vernal.
It's it. No,
It's
so
just out there.
I have a when we get to if we get to Bottle Hollow, there's a reason it's called that.
Bottle Hollow.
Bottle.
Bottle.
Bottle. Big Hero 6, anybody?
Dude,
Um,
now Brent's gonna have to pay royalties, bro.
Parker has kids. Hey, Parker's got kids. You know,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
just-
true.
I've
but
watched that.
he,
I've
he
got
still might have to pay royalties.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Disney's cheap. It's fine.
Disney's freaking out for everybody.
Yeah, that freaking
Fox,
monopoly, bro.
Yeah, they're literally monopoly.
Yeah,
They're
but
buying
no one cares.
all the
Ooh,
land.
They have marble though.
They have marble. Anyway,
Freaking ruined all the
Yeah,
movies.
continue.
so yeah, he took me on a 4-wheeler trip on the plateau right outside of it, and the second we got up there, right, uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Uncomfortable. It was clear as day. Nobody was out. You just don't feel right. I didn't feel right being on the 4-wheeler. I didn't feel right being on the plateau. I didn't like anything, and I am like honestly kind of getting the feeling back again right now. I didn't like it.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I did not like the place I was in, and
Yeah.
I would like do anything to get out of it. You know,
And how old were you when that was going on?
I was probably like 14.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah, I was old enough.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Enough to, like,
old enough
old
to
enough.
understand. Like even when you're like kids, dude, it's like it's weird because I feel like kids can almost like pick up onto that stuff a little bit faster than
Right.
most.
Yeah. Well, children are way more in tune with their senses.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like when you get older, you just kind of get desensitized to everything.
You do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, continue.
Hashtag numb.
It's kind of like
Linkin
a hashtag numb. It's kind of like an ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
type
for
thing.
sure.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like the truest statement I've ever heard in my whole life.
Yeah,
Ignorance is totally bliss.
You know what the crappy thing is, and it's kind of going to like where different things are like more in tune with their senses, like
Right.
dogs and stuff, dude. You know what
Oh.
scares the shit out of me is when like my dog just gets up and stares at like something down the hall.
Right.
For
Holy
sure.
crap.
Oh, like
Ghost.
in the
hell
middle of
no.
the night,
Yeah.
or like 1 a.m.
Yeah,
You wake up to your dog looking down the hall.
Or
hell
looking
no,
at
dude.
you.
Not okay.
no, yeah,
Not
100%. I hate that shit.
Nope.
Nope,
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Not
I'm
a
out.
fan.
I
That's
just
why I hate
close my eyes and freaking shit my pants.
There's the
I
tub
just
scene
shit.
again.
Tough scene
Just
all the
wanted
way.
to remind you guys,
Yeah.
visualize it.
So what else? Like, what stories did your grandpa have? Or
Yeah,
unless you're not done
so-
with your other story. Sorry.
Oh no. I mean, I'm pretty much done. It was just like from what I could see, it was just like a barn, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a barn with like an extension out the side,
Yeah.
and apparently he told me that that extension was a chicken coop,
Mm-hmm.
and so like some of his stories, right? He told me when he worked on the farm that, you know, they'd go in the morning, they'd work all day, shut the barn doors, close up at night, so nobody's there at night, right? I think the owner would go back sometimes to check on stuff, right, when things starting to get more suspicious. But he used to show up in the morning, and that chicken coop that they had, the bars and doors were scratched up, things were torn off, right? Like something had broken in to the coop,
Yeah.
and some nights killed all their chickens.
Wow.
So their solution, right? Shit, coyotes are getting in here, or
Right.
something's getting in here and
Yeah, it could be
killing all of our
anything.
chickens, right? Even if it's like high schoolers around here, someone's doing it as a prank, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a totally good reason why this is happening. But
Which is so easy to like want to justify something instead of just like accept
oh right,
it could be
I
something
know I
like
do.
crazy.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
always
like-
want to justify something,
Right, exactly.
and I
When-
love when I can't. I love it when I can't justify something. When something like really kicks me in the butt, dude, I'm like, I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe you're right.
maybe there are freaking
Maybe
UFOs
that
out
chick
here.
down the road totally got probed. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
For sure she did. I
Right?
know.
And her body, her choice, right? But anyway, there's a whole like fan section about that. I'm pretty sure. But no, so like shit's getting broken in, right? Their chicken coop's getting broken in, the locks are getting broken down, right? And it's just a wood shack, right? It's the middle of Vernal. Nothing's really luxury out there. You just kind of like build with what you can.
Also, you can like leave your doors unlocked and no one cares. Like
Oh,
your stuff
oh,
doesn't
for
really get messed
sure.
with, especially like a barn. No one cares about a barn. Like
Nobody cares.
it's not like you're suspecting like vandalism, really.
Right. There's not a lot of things that really go bad out there. Honestly, a lot of like the troublesome kids and stuff like to tear up the schools
Crack
more than
pipes.
anything else.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's real.
it's a small enough town that if you go into the grocery store, you're guaranteed to see someone you know.
Oh man,
Oh,
I
wow.
hate it.
Guaranteed.
I hate it. I hate it so much when I go into
It's-
the grocery store there.
It's dumb.
You hide. You like your eyes are darting around the whole time, and you're like, "Who do I know in here?" And then as soon as you figure out who you know, you dart the other way because you don't want to talk to them.
It's a
and
real
it's not because
thing.
you don't like them. It's because
You
like,
just don't have
this
time.
is every freaking time I come to the store. I'm so sick of knowing everyone.
You don't have time. Like you want to get stuff during the day, like done. Yeah, you want to get stuff during the day. You don't have time to sit and BS with somebody
then,
for
like, the-
half an hour in the Walgreens.
Depending on who it is, like they talk really slow sometimes, and I'm not even saying that as like a joke or derogatory. Like
No,
it's just like
how
that's
it is.
that's how it is out there.
Just
Like
how
just
it
people
is.
have like a slower
It's their
speed.
cadence.
Yeah, the cadence.
I like the tangy zip.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Miracle Whip.
That's exactly. Have you tried the hot mustard?
So
But
their
yeah.
solution, right? Back to the story. Their solution for keeping things out of their barn was okay. We'll put metal bars on all the windows, right? We'll put bigger locks on the doors, like just things everyone would probably think of, right?
Yeah.
So they do just that. They put metal bars on the windows, and they're bolted down pretty good. When I saw it when I was a kid, I could see metal bars in the windows, so like I can visualize it.
Yeah.
But they had bars on the windows, big old padlocks and big old security locks on the barn doors. The big barn door that the coop was a part of was he locked that, right? Grandpa, my grandpa was the one that did all of it. And so he went through, beefed everything up, right? Got his paycheck, left. Next morning, come back. Bars are broke out of the windows.
Oh my
Locks are
gosh, serious?
smashed out. Yeah, like wood chunks are taken out of the doors. Chickens are dead all over again. It's like the same pattern every time. And they
Well,
couldn't end it.
And what's funny about it is like the legend of the skinwalker. They talk about how it's not always even a super. It can be like deadly or malicious, but for the most part, it's like it just wants to be a freaking jerk. Like it just wants to piss you
It's
off
like
and
wants
mess
to
with
F
you.
with
Yeah,
everyone.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's like, hey, you did all this work yesterday. How about I freaking come and wreck it and kill your chickens again? That's totally like.
It's kind of the mentality.
Yeah, it's like which is super weird. It almost makes it more terrifying because you're like,
Because
this person-
that's what it does for fun.
yeah, it's meant
know
to
what
be
I
for
mean?
fun. It's like toying with you. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we're used to being like apex, like the only animal that can like reason and all that kind of stuff, like
Right. But here's a skinwalker
messing with you.
playing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that almost reminds me of like it's kind of dumb, but like Batman with
Right.
like Joker, where
Oh.
like Alfred says like, some people want money, some people want this, but some people just want to watch the world burn.
Genuinely, some people do.
Yeah, and that almost is like the same thing with a skinwalker, where it's like they just want to cause havoc. You know, there's no rhyme reason to what they do.
Oh,
It's just
100%.
like, I
They
wanna-
just do the things that they do.
yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
And then also like part of it too is like I don't really talk about skinwalkers in Vernal because
Oh,
part
I
of the
don't either.
legend too.
I was going to bring this up.
Yeah, part of the legend is if you talk about them, it brings them into your life.
It brings them into your life.
Nah, see, this is what I'm saying.
But you can talk about them when you're in the cities. In
Like it doesn't
populated
terrify
areas,
me at all right now. But if I was in Vernal, shut up right now.
Nope.
Not
Yeah,
I
dude,
would
it's
not
like
say a word.
superstition.
Like
Yeah,
you drive
for
past
sure.
Skinwalker Ranch every time, you're like, "There's Skinwalker Ranch." You don't even say it.
Nope.
That's how.
That's
I am,
like
at least.
what you're taught. Dude.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, dude, when I was 7, 8 years old, that was what I was taught when I was out there. Hey,
dude,
when
I'm
we're
gonna
sitting
go
by the
home and not say it.
campfire, when we're sitting by the campfire, you
Oh,
don't
no,
talk
do
about
not.
it.
No,
You don't talk about it. When we're out camping, you don't talk about it. If you're in the cities and stuff, you can talk about it.
You cross.
You can say it, but don't say it too much.
You
know what
cross
I mean?
into Duchesne, or
voodoo.
you Uinta County of Utah. You're in the Uinta Mountains, and you don't say a word about it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I won't say it even when I'm camping and stuff.
No, yeah. No.
I think I've been like trained to not say it. That it's this voodoo word
Yeah.
when you're out in the wilderness. I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
I also want to point out.
Yo, I feel the exact same way about the Wendigo.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Wendigo stories.
Tell me about the Wendigo, or well, I guess we can hit on that in a minute. I don't want to take away
We'll
from
head on.
Kale's
Yeah,
story here.
maybe in another episode. Maybe we could do another episode about Wendigos or something. You know what I mean?
Wendigo.
I mean, there's plenty of folklore we could cover, but
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, good example. So no, yeah, they never solved this issue really of their chickens getting killed, and he ended up selling it.
And then also I don't know if your grandpa might have installed these, but all of the freaking locks on that house of the closets locked from the inside.
They locked from the inside.
They
That's
didn't-
terrifying.
It is
Yep.
and then they had like steel. This is when the Shermans bought it. I'm pretty sure they bought the property. And
You mean the
they're-
fake family?
Yeah, the fake family. I don't know their real names. I just know it's the fake name. But when they bought it, they noticed there were like huge heavy duty chains by every or not chains, like a place to chain up your dog,
Yeah.
like by every single entrance of the house. And they so they didn't have dogs. I don't think when they first got there. No, they did have dogs, but they went and got bigger, meaner dogs
Yeah.
after they like moved in and stuff started messing
For
with
the
them.
suspicions of
Yeah.
Skinwalker.
Have you heard the story of that? It's probably you want to hit on like the two most famous stories: the wolf, and then the wolf with the cow, and then the wolf with the highway patrolman guy.
Oh, that one's
Okay.
huge.
Yeah.
The one with the highway patrolman guy.
Yeah.
That one's pretty big. Yeah. I want to tell one more story.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about my grandpa working on the Skinwalker Ranch.
How old was he? Do you know?
Oh, he was young. I don't know exactly, but he was young. Like
Dang.
when he was a boy.
Oh
Probably-
wow.
If I had to give you a number, I probably would have said he was 15, 16.
Holy shit.
And
Out of
he's what
10.
in his 70s now? Late
Dang.
70s?
Dookie in my drawers.
Dookie in my drawer. No, so one time, this is a personal story I have for me, but the freeways out there are just 2-lane roads, right? That just go straight forever, until you get to the next town. There's nothing in between the towns.
Yeah.
It's just desert. It's just rural, right? Sagebrush, red clay, everywhere. And we were on this freeway one time. I will never forget the truck. I'll never forget the truck. It was a red Ford. And right, I know. He's making gagging sounds in the mic. I just feel like everyone should know.
Yeah, Parker just put his mouth over the mic and just
Yeah.
started hogging it down.
So we're in this red Ford, right? I'll never forget the truck. It's a single cab, long bed. Okay, it's me in the middle seat. It's a bench seat, right? It's me in the middle seat. It's my uncle Blaine in the driver's seat, and I can't remember his name, but it's my uncle Blaine's friend.
I think you
Right.
told me this. Is it
Have I
crazy?
told you
I
this?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'll never forget the story. But it's the three of us, right? and we are coming back from it's hunting season. We're going out to hunt coyotes of all things, right? And I was never a fan, to be honest. I was never a fan of hunting coyotes. But we're coming back from trying to hunt coyotes, right? Driving on the freeway, it's super late at night, and we're all just tired, we're all exhausted, and you might think it contributes to the story and what we saw, but guaranteed it didn't. Driving down the freeway and we see a coyote, right? It's just kind of fields, it's desert, it's dry, there's nothing out there. The only thing that hides anything is sagebrush. Okay. And we see a coyote on the left side of the highway running towards the highway, towards the road. And so our thought is, all right, it's just a coyote. Okay. It's going to run right across the road. Not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Or it's going to turn, slow down. You know, it's a coyote. What coyote would honestly run into the road and get hit by a truck?
Dumbass coyote.
Dumbass coyote. That dumbass coyote ran right up to the road, and as a little bit before it got to the edge of the asphalt, it picked up on its hind legs and
I don't
ran.
like that.
hell
I
no.
don't like that at all.
Ran. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Instantly ran all the way across the road until we hit it with the corner of the truck, which is why I will always remember the truck.
That's
hit it?
terrifying.
You hit it?
Oh,
with the truck?
100%. Yeah.
So the coyote, when it was like on its hind legs, did it just look like a smaller like human, or did it like
oh no,
get
it
enlarged?
grew. Like
oh, that's terrifying.
like it's
Nope.
almost like its spine. Like, you know when how short like a lab is, right?
Yeah.
When they're on their fours, but the second they get on them twos, they're big, tall, and they're up to your shoulders.
Yeah.
It was a lot like that. It was a lot like that.
So
it was
does
on
it,
its
did it
fours,
like
and then
actually
it just.
physically grow, or did it just seem so much bigger because now it was on his hind legs?
I think it physically grew.
That sounds
Almost like that almost like sounds like a werewolf or something. you know?
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
It was
that
kind of like that transition.
Like a
I felt like
hunchback,
it.
it looked
I felt like
bigger.
its spine was longer than what it should have been.
Yeah.
You know, it was just. It was lurpy and length and awkward, and it ran across the fucking road, right in front of the truck.
Yeah.
And we hit it with the corner.
So what terrifies me about this is that like it didn't accidentally get hit.
No.
It got hit just to screw with you guys.
It did.
It didn't matter if
It
it got
did.
hit. It was
So-
just so that you could like remember it for the rest of your
Right.
life.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
what
we
if it's
hit
just
it.
like freaky, bro?
It's
What if it
freaky.
just likes that, dude?
Maybe
you know what I'm saying.
One-
Maybe it's into that.
One
Yeah, it's into
BDSM
that,
son
bro.
of a little
Yeah.
skinwalker.
Give
Yeah,
me
I just
that
want
pain.
They want that bumper to touch his ass, bro.
Chains and bumpers excite.
Bumpers excite me. I love a hunter.
All
love a
dressed
hunter in uniform.
all dressed in orange, baby.
Yeah.
So what happens after you guys hit this creature?
Right. So we hit it. Okay. It dents the corner of the truck in. Headlights busted. The grill's kind of busted, and the fenders like smashed towards the tire. Right.
And are you sure that wasn't just like the Ford doing that on its own?
It might have been, but who knows, man?
Yeah.
There's a mechanic for everything.
I just want to point out too, like a coyote does not freaking give that much.
Yeah, that's
damage.
like-
no. Coyotes are not that big.
They're like probably weigh 30 pounds or less.
Yeah, they're pretty light. So
yeah, to
this
destroy
coyote,
that bumper.
right?
Holy
This
smokes.
abnormally large coyote dents the truck in. I remember we hit it. Blaine, my uncle, right, driving, slams on the brakes as hard as he can, and we see a four-legged coyote running across the other side of the highway.
Didn't even
Wow.
care.
Didn't even care. Yeah, ran right in front of us, and we just see it take off in the sagebrush.
Did
my-
you inspect the bumper at all?
I was gonna say my uncle told me to stay on the truck, and
Yeah.
him and his friend got out with their guns and looked
So
at the
they
whole
felt
truck.
weird about it too.
Oh, they were not. They knew what it was.
They didn't think it was a coyote.
No, they didn't think it was
Wow.
coyote. at
That's
all.
terrifying. I would not have gotten out of the truck. But
Oh
you know,
yeah, they got out
good for them.
and was not. I know, right?
Real
Balls on
men.
them.
Real men.
Real
Balls
men,
on
man.
you, man.
Balls like all the Sasquatch.
So, I mean, they probably had truck nuts on that truck. You know, maybe that helped them out.
Did they
Um,
see like any remnants of something
like fur
on
or
the
junk.
on the bumper? Yeah,
No.
like
No,
blood.
I mean,
fur.
there was some blood.
Yeah.
There was some blood, right?
Yeah. Is it
And they had
orange?
it all cleaned up, and I think they sold the truck. Jumped,
yeah, F
pretty
that, dude.
much.
That's just freaking,
They were done. I know Blaine, my uncle,
yeah,
completely done with the truck. He didn't want anything to do with it
yeah.
right after that incident.
I do not claim the vibes of this video.
I do not claim the vibes of this video.
Wow,
but
that's terrifying.
It was crazy. It was an event, and
Yeah.
I can picture it so real in my mind. I won't forget it.
Yeah, dude. When you're young, that just like engraves into your
Oh,
head.
for real. It's
Wow.
branded into the side of my brain. You know what I mean?
That's spooky.
It's spooky.
Dang. Whew. Now, yeah. See, now I got to go home and freaking think about
I
this
know.
stuff.
Now it's
Thanks,
late at
guys.
night. It's almost midnight recording this, and we all have to drive home to different cities
Drive home in a snowstorm.
alone.
Yeah, alone in a snowstorm.
In a storm,
Shit,
yeah.
I'm gonna hit a coyote on the way home. On I-15, man.
Yeah.
I am effed.
You're more likely to hit a drug mule.
or a crack.
It's a drug mule skinwalker.
Yeah.
It's got a job of its own. Okay,
It's
it,
literally
it
a
needs an
mule
income.
driving a car that happens to have cocaine in the back.
Yeah. You'd be like, maybe it's one of the biggest drug busts in Utah. You know,
Yeah.
maybe you get a reward for it. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
So should we hit on other weird stuff about the area? Or
Yeah, I
what do you
mean,
think?
I
Or
don't
is that
know.
what the direction we're
What
headed?
is the host thinking?
I guess kind of where I'm at. I'm thinking maybe that just share just a couple more stories, and then let's kind of wrap things up. I'm thinking that I don't know how many stories does everybody else have still?
I think I'm tapped out.
I don't have any more personal stories. I just know like there's just a lot. Like Skinwalker Ranch is the main thing out there that everyone kind of knows about that's into this. But there's a whole bunch of random crap that is like no one knows, like mainstream. I feel like.
Yeah,
But-
no, I don't really have too many stories about Skinwalker Ranch. I actually don't have any, but I have other stories.
Gabe's
So-
Mexican.
Yes, and that's actually what I was about to hit on. Not even kidding. So I am Mexican, and my parents grew up in Mexico. My dad's told me a bunch of crazy stories that have happened to him when he was growing up.
Has he ever talked
Um,
about like chupacabra?
Yeah, so that's one of them. And that's what a lot of people actually think is also like a skinwalker, the chupacabra. But just kind of like more just not like skinwalker stuff, but more just unsettling, like unnerving, like spiritual stuff, if you will.
Right.
So maybe we can talk about that some other time just because.
So the final story I would like to share tonight actually happened to me when I was 18. My parents had recently divorced, or I guess my mom got her second divorce. And she ended up moving with her new husband down to Cottonwood Heights, but I was still living at our old house. And at the time, I was the only one who was living there because she still owns the house and she's just renting it now. But I was the only one who was living there at the time. And I mean, I grew up there for at least like 12 years of my life. And so I had a lot of, I was really comfortable in the area. And so it didn't really bother me. I would go outside every night and I'd just do a 3.5 mile run.
Right.
And, you know, there was this one time, it was really weird. I was getting ready to go on my run, and one thing that is always, it was like a habit, something that I did because, I don't know. It was just something I did. But I'd always take my keys, and as I was leaving, I would lock the front door, but not even just the front door, I also lock the glass door. And so I do that, and I head out on this run. And it was a weird run, I will say. Like, I take the same route every single time, but it just wasn't the same this last time. It was really strange and didn't necessarily like feel the same. So what I did just to kind of like combat it is I just turned my music up.
As you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
when
It's
you're
like when
like
you're
ignore
driving
it.
in your car.
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
You're just like, oh, you hear something? Well, let me blast it to 100.
Exactly. And so when I got back, though, that's when everything was kind of different. I walked up into my front porch, like dead tired, covered in sweat, and I saw that the glass door was propped open, and then the actual house door itself, like, it was just wide open. And so both of these doors that I knew I locked, because I even took my keys with me, and I did not leave them open,
Yeah.
were just wide open in my house.
So what was going through your head when you saw that? Initial thoughts, which just like, did somebody break into the house?
Yeah.
That was literally it. That was my first thought. Is like, okay, somebody has broken into the house, and instead of like, I feel kind of stupid. I mean, I'm 5'6" and 105 pounds, and so like
Straight up tank.
I can't for real though.
Absolute unit.
Union.
Union. Absolute union, bro.
I'm not like the world's champion fighter, I guess, in that way. But my first thought was like, oh, hell yeah. I'm going to go through and like clear every single room in my house.
John Wick style, dude.
And so when I first walked in the door, I tried turning on the light and the light was off. Like I flipped the switch and it wouldn't turn on.
Oh, the power's just out.
Yeah, the power was just out completely.
So the door's open, the power's out. You're freaking
Well,
out.
it gets fucking
Snip,
stranger.
snip.
So what ended up happening as well was because I had this idea that I'm going to go clear the house, find whoever's in here, and kick them out. I went and I grabbed the Glock, and I went room to room in the house, trying to see if anybody was in there. And I checked literally everywhere, just because somebody's in my house. I'm gonna freaking cap their ass.
Well, why wouldn't you check every room? You know what I mean? Like the door's wide open. That's super spooky.
Yeah, it is spooky, but I mean, like, you know how they are in horror movies. Just
Yeah, they
"Oh,
check every
yeah."
room.
No, they don't even check every room. They just yell down the hallway. They're like, "Hello, is anybody in there?"
Right.
But no, I wasn't going to do that, and so I went looking around. Well, I ended up checking the downstairs rooms, the basement room, since I finished upstairs, and I stopped in the laundry room, and I found that every single breaker switch was flipped off. And so seeing every single switch just like off and then manually turning them back on. And once they were all flipped on, of course the house like lights right up.
Right.
But it really just threw me off. I had no idea what was going on with that, and there was just this weird feeling and presence. And of course, as these things go, like I didn't find anybody in my house.
Yeah.
There was really no explaining it. I don't know. I've been talking to some other people about this too, because I was experiencing some other strange stuff that I just decided I was going to ignore. That's like my number one thing when it comes to kind of stuff like that. I'm like, I'm fine.
That's what you
This
do with
is
all your
all fine.
problems.
Ignorance is bliss.
Exactly. But what started happening is I'd have these like really crazy nightmares. And I started waking up too with like marks and scratches and like cuts that I didn't even know I had. Like they weren't on me before I went to sleep, but then like when I woke up, they were. And I noticed a lot what would happen would be kind of on my back, just a lot of like, I don't want to call them claw marks, but they're like three, like a hand of three, I guess, just
Alright.
raked against my back, I guess. And,
Okay.
it would draw blood. Like I would look and
Damn.
it's all scabbed over, or, there was one time where it was like actually really bad to where like I soaked through my shirt in like blood.
Wow.
Which was super strange, but I just kind of like ignored all this stuff. I was like, well,
Yeah, as a normal human being does.
something like that. But yeah, I just decided to ignore it. I wasn't going to really play with it or look into it any further. I was just like,
Right.
okay, whatever. And I'd have like these super like intense nightmares.
And that's kind of what you hit on your last podcast episode, right? Was the nightmares.
Yeah, I talked a little bit about this and kind of where the stuff, like just some theories behind why we even have them. And personally, too, I guess going on with that, when I was younger, I had super like vivid nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
But as I grew older, like that kind of stopped. But then kind of when I was alone living in this house by myself and all this weird stuff was going on, I kind of had those same type of like vivid nightmares come back. And it's different. It's really different, especially having those type of nightmares as an adult than like a little kid. But these nightmares got so bad to where like I'd wake up in the middle of the night and just absolutely like terrified, I guess you'd say. And I'm just gonna say, me probably being terrified did not really help. But when I'd wake up, it'd literally be like at the ass crack of dawn, like typically between 2 to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And I know it's an ungodly hour. I freaking hate it. But I guess overall, I started to like hear things, and we'll say see things, but I don't want to say see things. We're gonna say I hallucinated things.
Okay.
And
I'm with you. I'm with you.
it was just some really intense stuff, but it was weird because all of it would stop when I left versus when I was there and I kind of stayed there, it was there and it was this constant wait too. But at the same time, a lot of people are quick to just like jump into this. You're like, well, obviously, like you had some sort of paranormal entity like haunting you or whatever, and I just refuse to believe it. Anyways, as we close, I would like to thank all three of my friends for being here today and taking the time to share their stories. It was very interesting to hear from each of them and to kind of learn a little bit more. So, thank you all also for listening. Just some final things before we end. If you have any stories, please send them to us here at shadow.valleypod at thedogenetwork.com, and we will see you guys next time.